I think somebody from Vancouver, Canada, I think.
Yeah, is this one of your guys? I'm Andre.
Oh yeah, Andre, I didn't introduce you, Brock.
Brock? Nice to meet you, Brock.
Yeah, Brock helps me out. He builds stills.
Building stills, stuff too, yeah.
He does all sorts. This guy, I just found out he does filming stuff, like the guy's jack of all trades, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to do, in about a month, we're going to go to your place. We're going to do a couple of hour things showing when we got a nice plant, we've got plants that we're going to show them what you're about, show them how we make the oil. So we promote you, promote me. We're going to have him in there. Now, does he need anything to get into your greenhouse?
No, you just need to sign the visitor sheet.
That's it. So because you're going to come in and you're going to have a look at his grow plans.
He needs to do the same thing that you should be doing every time you come over.
Of course. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
It's hard to.
I know. Son of a gun.
So I talked to another refrigeration guy this morning.
Well, yep.
And this guy is based out of Elma. He was actually the friend. Did you get in contact with Troy at all?
Yep. And
what did he say?
He couldn't even talk to me. He says, "Can I call you back?" So
okay.
at least I got him on the
So phone. I'll tell you what. Based on he gave me that, he said $2,900 for the compressor and another $300 for a 5-year warranty. I found the exact same compressors they're slightly used, but for $200.
Oh yeah,
Brand spanking new $750.
Mate,
this guy's trying to fucking rip us off. He's seeing dollar signs.
Yeah. Troy. Look, everybody thinks that everyone that grows marijuana is automatically driving a Ferrari.
Right.
That's bullshit. So Troy said that he would give me new fridges with warranty for about, I think it's about $2,500. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell one of my fridges to alleviate some costs, because I've just had a call somebody wants a fridge. So I'm going to get them to buy it, and then I'm going to whack some money on that fridge and sell it to them. And then I'm just going to take all the fridges up to Troy, and I say, Troy, just fucking do it.
Here's the money to fix them all.
Yeah, so that's it. So what I do is when I get the final price, so all you're going to do is you're just going to get a new compressor, and then you're going to have to fucking ever work.
Right. And the key there, I've been finding out a lot about these freezers and knowing what the hell's going on. The key is to keep them cool.
Keep them cool, and they can't be tilted. You can't move them.
Right.
Once they're done, they're done. So when they fix them, they're dropping them off.
Right.
We're not picking them up.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the key, is keeping them cool, and they will run for a long time.
Absolutely, man.
But so what we'll have to do is we're going to build a.
And I've used them. I've used them down in Cali. They're great.
Oh, so that's the other question I have for you. Those freezers.
They do a lot.
Were they running when they before they were tilted?
When I bought them from the auction, they were running.
They were running. So then the guys that moved them, they tilted them and fucked them all up.
$15,000.
So you've never had them in your possession running for a long period of time.
6 months.
But they were sold as is in running condition.
I bought them for $15,000. It was November.
Oh, a whole lot. You bought them all in one shot?
Yeah, I bought the lot.
Okay. That was one thing that he wanted to know, because he could very easily just replace an accumulator in the dryer, and the thing might fire up and go.
Yeah, I know, but see what some people want to do, they want to get my fridges and try and tell me they're going to cost a lot of money to fix it. Then they fix it and they sell it for fucking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand for a great freezer.
Right.
6 month, year warranty. They're assholes, mate. See, Troy's not like that. He's a really sweet guy. No, he's just busy and shit. And now he's doing all this bullshit there with these CO2 machines, refrigeration, and now.
Yeah, so he's not just freezers. He's all
he's all
kinds of lab.
He's all lab equipment. Yeah.
Be a good contact to have though for centrifuges and shit.
What flavor is that?
Strawberry.
Wow.
It's not the
strawberry.
kind. It's not the kind that you'd be happy
No,
about.
that's a naughty strawberry. Because we are making real strawberries.
How are you doing this? There's no such thing as a strawberry essential oil. Well, how the hell? No, that's nobody else in the whole fucking goddamn internet thinks so.
How do you fucking smell it?
Well, there's terpenes, but it's not oil.
Yeah, well, the terpene isn't oil.
So how are you going to get? You're not going to tell me.
Yeah, I can't. But all you do is you just do exactly the extraction method is exactly the same as your fucking alcohol with the weed.
Really?
There's no difference. I've shown you guys. I've done mango. I've done fucking everything. Where you run the alcohol through there, you got to, of course, take the moisture out of the strawberry. Got to take it out. So that doesn't go in your alcohol. Okay, so that's on. That's on. Okay, so I'm gonna get my shit together. So yeah, that's good news, dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna cool everything down. The fridge is, mate, is the key. The key.
Well, in my mind, it's the key to volume. I'm happy with the quality of the product right now. It is, but it's the key to quantity, dealing with quantity too.
It is, mate. This fucking tipped over too. I filled this whole thing up, and the fucking thing tipped over and went down my garden. Oh, it totally fucked my whole grass, everything. It fucking fried everything.
Oh, you're all outside.
Yeah.
I hope it didn't tip over in the car.
Nah. Oh God, wouldn't that be fun?
My dad had a buddy that died like that.
He died. Oh yeah.
Rolled his van, seaman guy, and froze his lungs.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Oh, you're fucked. Big time fucked. Hey, you don't want to get rolled over on that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, God, that's a bad way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, suffocate, pretty much.
Yeah. So Cannatonics, how long till they're finished?
They're just going in flower right now.
So 8 weeks. Wow. I'm excited.
There's only three of them.
Who cares?
So it's enough to test it out.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, we're just gonna the whole thing.
Well, you should see, we just chopped them all down now, and so everything's, we got a big old harvest that's untouched.
Untouched. Yeah,
Tops were taken off, newts were laid back to it for another week.
families
Families are on, everything's on.
have been tucked or pruned or
Just colas cut, branches cut, and hung out.
gloves. And you know what? I probably forgot. Fucking I did. You are first. God, that pisses me off. Oh yeah, I'll show you this too before I start. You know, like this.
They're all birds.
You guys want to see or understand?
Hey, how are you, mate?
Finally get to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you guys? Hey, how are you?
I'm Mark. And Brock.
I'm good. Here, you'll all have to do a left hand
Absolutely.
in
Here you
here.
go, brother.
I'm Leanne.
William.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, my son's name. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi.
6
Hi,
months
I'm
old.
Leanne.
I'm Andre.
Andre. Yeah, Andre has a 502 here,
Yeah,
and
right.
he's probably one of the only 502s that I chose to work with.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah. So you've got it. So you're from Bang.
Back in Washington.
Yeah.
I'm at Portland.
Okay, yeah. So this guy's a wealth of information. He pops in every now and again, but this is the only guy I've chosen to work with in Washington at the moment.
And just touch
because of practices and because
the front door.
easy people to work with. They're not criminals in suits.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that going around.
Yeah. But anyway, you can just watch what's going on. I'm just going to do about half an hour, 40 minutes of certain extractions to show other people around the country and overseas.
Okay.
I do about an hour of a Ustream here, just going through demonstrations and an extraction. And you guys can jump in anytime, talk, ask questions and whatever.
Okay.
And I'm just going to quickly go through sort of two different extractions. One's going to be in what you'll see. And then you've got the questions after that. I'll have some fun. And what I've got going on here as well, last week I did a render last week, and through one of these extractions, and I let it precipitate for 54 hours in the freezer, going through different filters, and so basically you're knocking off the constituents like lipids, fats, and waxes and stuff like that. Isn't that a nice oil? Yeah. That's a different one to this one. Yeah, and you can pass them around. But yeah, so basically in here, so I've probably got about quarter of a gallon, and probably about maybe about 15, 20, maybe 30 grams of oil now, I think. I don't know how much we did last week, but what I'm doing is I'm just going to run it slow. So predominantly throughout the next half an hour, 40 minutes, I'm going to play with the dialing and show you what I'm doing. And then when it gets down closer to the end, and then I'm going to show you not to be cooking off the terpenes, because you can leave them in there by lowering the temperatures. Now they say that terpenes flash at certain temperatures, but if you keep them contained and very low temperatures, if you open up this, you'll see a level of your vapors hitting a certain point, and you do lose some terpenes coming through the alcohol, but you do keep a lot there. But I'm going to show you two ways to do your extraction. One, keeping your terpenes like that jar you have there is a naturally evaporated. Yeah, naturally evaporated. This is a packy. So I don't know if you can smell that. There's still a little bit of alcohol in it.
That's just a little bit.
A little bit. I needed it just to give it a bit of. If I open it up to the air for a while, and the terpenes are amazing. But when you smoke that and you mix it with your plant oil, nothing's broken. That means the chain is not broken. Not like a CO2 or a BHO extraction where you're getting small slices. You're getting full plant oil.
That's something we're talking about. Yeah, so you know, he's our extraction guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're in about first grade.
Yeah. I mean, you can ask this guy, because this guy I've shown just about everything to, and he's just a little molecule. You don't come to real evidence. I'm only joking. I've only got a few of them. But anyway, I'm just going to continue through this and go through an extraction now. So now that camera's going, it's all facing here. Yep. Gloves on. And like I said, guys, you can yell out, talk. This is not a real class. This is just a thing of sharing. Allows me to get out and have some fun.
So is that the machine now?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you guys vape at all, but I bought a 50/50 Harlequin here, and you can see what it looks like in a cartridge. And
This is the.
it's a new vape, so you may have a bit of metallic at the beginning, but
Fresh coil.
But I want you to try.
We've got through every cartridge on the market at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any of yours here too? Your material?
My material, yeah, I got a cartridge load.
Yeah, because he has a 502, and that's the cartridge we sell in the 502 market as well.
Oh, no leaks.
Yeah, and that's something
That's the problem we're having.
Okay, guys, now I'm here. I'm going to get this organized. We're going to start now a run. Hope you're seeing this, and guys, if you're annoyed with me for starting late, well, I apologize. What we're going to do is we're going to do two different extractions. The two different extractions, we're going to be using this. This is what comes with the Weed Witch. I have about 70 grams, I think, in here. Then again, we're going to be putting about the same again in this 40, 50, 60 grams in these, which is about, I think, half a litre. These are litres. So what we're going to do is the plant material you can use in these guys, it can be anything from leaf to bud. You can actually put any plant material from lavender to whatnot. What we're going to do is we're going to cool this thing down to the temperature that we need. I'd like to get them around about the -40s. And then once they're down at that temperature, then I get the alcohol at that same temperature, and then mix both together, shake them, and then that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, which I am going to show you, which is I'm going to put freeze this, and then I'm going to open one end, and in the Weed Witch pack it comes with a grid, a filter, and then we're going to be pouring the alcohol through here. The reason I'm doing that is because we're going to be picking up the terpene profile from this plant constituent. That's going to be your first run, and then we keep that to the side. You're going to naturally evaporate that, and then we're going to pour more alcohol through this and run that same alcohol through this, and you're going to condense the cannabinoids from the plant material in that next or that second run of alcohol. And then what we do is we cook that material down, that alcohol, and once we cook it down to the oil, then I get the terpene profile with that little bit of alcohol that you've evaporated, and then we combine them both. So now you've got all your terpenes that have been naturally evaporated, you haven't lost them, and you're reissuing back into the oil. So now you have a full plant extract. You have all your natural terpenes and your oils. So it's going to be a better medical effect if you're looking for that, or the entertainment effect, absolutely better. So, and better for your money. But anyway, we'll go through it now. We're going to cool this down. This is your alcohol here. We're going to be putting some liquid nitrogen in here. Okay. And what happens too, if you don't have the temperature the same, you're going to get a lot of what you're seeing happen here. So I always say that get your alcohol as cold as possible in your freezers before you start putting liquid nitrogen in.
You do similar to that, trying to dry that, cool down your material.
Right.
Matter of fact, if you open the container and you pour a little nitrogen, it's going to flow out of there.
Oh yeah.
So you had a cryogenic freezer, you could do all this, right? So you're very good.
Yeah, that's what you want, cryogenic freezer. Yep. Okay, we're cooling everything down to a good temperature.
It's another 20 grand for you.
Oh, another 20 grand, yeah, another bit of money. Huh? Yeah, but temperature's everything.
Right.
So we're seeing here alcohol starting to freeze. Your alcohol freezes about 172 if it was pure, 1200 proof. So being 5% moisture in here, it's probably freezing around about maybe 150, 155, 160. But you can see it here starting to unfreeze. Can you see the thicknesses?
Yeah.
When I pour this in here, you're going to see it starting to thicken up.
Almost like alcohol mixture, it is alcohol.
Yeah, well, yeah. And
It turns into like a syrup.
it does, and that's the constituent that I think. Well, basically, it's what happens when you get it to that nice syrupy. You need to give it more time for the interaction between the plant material and the alcohol. The colder you go, the longer you need interaction, because it's slowing everything down. It's not undoing the cannabinoids.
So that's also preventing you from stripping chlorophyll and other things.
Yeah, it's locking everything up. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I'm going to pour the rest of that in there. We're going to leave it in here. We're going to cool down the plant material. Okay, so we've got roughly quarter of a litre. And how fine? And you can see all the stems and plant material in here. So the finer the better. Most important is dryness.
Yes.
Dry as anything. The drier you get it, the better. Yeah. Here we have it. Here we have it. So we'll pour this in. Yeah, because the dryness, I'm telling you, if you get a little bit of moisture in there, it's just going to just defeat the purpose of producing a great oil. Okay, we've got that.
It's a lot of parallels.
Yeah, okay, here we go, another half litre, which is around about, gram wise, what was it? It was about 40, 50 grams. you were saying, cryogenic fridges, way to go.
Right,
Yeah.
ultimately, the water, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, with this guy as well, is you can put a gallon of alcohol in here with your plant constituents or your cannabinoids. The more oil in your alcohol, the better. Meaning that what I'm going to show you, that if you just pour your alcohol through one of your plant material and then take that alcohol and render it down, you're really wasting your time and money. You want to try and use that same alcohol over and over again. So just say if we have, just say a pound of material, and you want to run that alcohol at least through that material at least 7 times. Okay, because every time that you run that alcohol through that plant material, it's removing about anywhere between 15 and 20%. And when you're using that same alcohol, then you're doubling it, and then you're getting to a point where you've concentrated that alcohol so much it can't draw anymore through it. So that's when you've got to that point, then you keep that to the side, and then you get new alcohol or new alcohol through it, which I'm going to show you. Okay? So it's just, what it's trying to do is just trying to condense down all the oils into a small amount of alcohol. Because you don't want to use a lot of alcohol. It's going to cost you more money to render it down, and you try and keep it into a lean package. But
Yeah, it just shortens the time.
sure, it is because in a gallon of alcohol you can get up to around about I've got up to 100 grams and over 100 grams in a gallon of alcohol. It's really just running it through there, yeah. And then what you're doing is too is when you get it to that thickness, then when you're slowing it down, that's where it becomes a lot of alchemy involved, because the higher you go in temperature, you're going to increase smell, because you're burning the oil, and you're going to lose a lot of your terpenes, so it's got that rancid smell. You're going to change your color from something that would be very rosy, like this. You know, when you look at the resin, they're pretty much, that's pretty much the color of an resin. You know, it's got that sort of darkish, reddish, blackish look, but then you put it up onto a thin slice, that's the true color of the resin. When you look at BHO and CO2, they're about 2 or 3 shades lighter, because they're not pulling out the constituents of what alcohol does. So, and if you smoke this side by side with the same plant material, we did a CO2 extraction, we did a BHO extraction, and an alcohol extraction like this, and if you smoke all 3 of those products, guaranteed, those 2 will not come close to a full plant. It's not just because the THC is high, it's just because everything in the plant material is there.
Even if the THC was lower.
Yeah.
Even the other cannabinoids, we were talking about that. We smoked some CO2.
Isn't that interesting? Even if the cannabinoids are lower count in an alcohol extraction, it can still get you much higher in the CO2.
DHO guys are just so hyper-focused on trying to get a bigger THC number. What they don't realize is that the bigger they get in THC, the more of all the other cannabinoids are coming out. And so if you think of THC as how high you're going to get, and everything else is how long you're going to stay that high. That's what
Even
it's
the terpenes effect.
I mix that back
I got a
into
bunch of
my-
CO2 and I was smoking it. I
It's one of
smelled
the-
it out,
it's,
I said, something's missing.
Yeah.
They're like,
For-
"Hey, look,
You get this real bright high, and then it's short-lived,
Well,
15
original
minutes or so, and it's time back
we
for
were looking
another.
at some like an odorless,
Well, especially for a
liquid
patient.
to put into edibles. And so we said, well, you can do that. It's a bit like drinking in alcohol.
Right.
You know, it's alcohol for sure.
Yeah.
You get drunk, but you don't feel very good. Like
Yeah.
a nice wine is only 15% or 12%. But because of all the other stuff in it, your body enjoys, has a greater effect. And so we're saying, actually, if you're going to make a mint chocolate, then get a mint strain. If you're going to make an orange chocolate, get an orange strain. Then the terpenes coupled with the THC will deliver much smoother.
Well, and Anthony always makes a good point of, why do we feel so good when we go to the forest? Well, we got terpenes that are just bombarding our system while we're there.
There's not just any terpene in the
Alpha
forest.
pinene.
No, pinene is just large in there.
Pinene, no, absolutely.
Lemonade.
Now I know why I like this orange.
and that's why you get the big ganglia here. When you smoke the vape pen, I don't know if you've got it. Yeah, that when you smoke that, you sort of feel it here. It's because of all the nerve endings that are attached throughout here that's delivering it to the brain.
It's
So-
a different kind of feel. Normally with a big concentrated VHO or another dab, you inhale it, you feel this big expansion of the lungs, you just
Okay.
want to cough, cough,
So
cough.
I'm just going to
Here
go
it's really
I'm just going to let you guys talk. I'm
and
just going to
it
do it
just burns. You feel this burn in the sinuses, and that's everything just going right straight in.
So how come your stuff is such a well-kept secret? Is it because you've only just developed it, or?
No, they've been around since ancient Egyptians, you
Yeah.
know? And what it is I think people are trying to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Because this
they're-
seems
they're
much
overthinking
not,
it.
you know, even if you were doing this for the black market, this seems a much easier setup to have
Yeah.
than worrying about blowing your house up with butane.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah, you know, this seems and we were, I don't know, sorry, I was late coming in.
Sure,
Did you guys see the new rules that were announced yesterday?
I did.
They're
with
coming to effect tomorrow.
the new building code
Yes.
rules, yeah.
So how, is this unaffected by that, because it's not, it doesn't really touch any of those?
No, it will be affected by it.
Okay.
It will be affected by it, but it does not, any existing building, the IBC update applies to people who are building out.
Yeah.
And then it applies to everybody else's existing operations in July 2016.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Only one section of that building code update is going to be affected by this type of system, and that's that desolvenization process.
Okay.
So you're not going to have all the other.
We have to use this
Blasting,
Yeah.
blast room.
Yeah, your demolition and the spark-free lighting and things like that.
So
But
one of those-
will not have to comply with all the engineering specs because it's not under pressure.
So one of our questions was, could we buy a system from you today?
This is a 502 on it.
I'm
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So my question was, yes, back to you, sir, is, you know, can we buy one of these today? So it's classed as we've got it on the 30th of June, which is the day before, so then that gives us a whole year to comply.
No, it has to do with your building, your extraction room within.
You see where I put that clip?
If your extraction room is already built, perfect, and final is done.
Okay, so what we're doing, guys, just to let you know, it comes with the Winwich. We have this little section here, and this section here, basically it's going to be filtering out. Well, it's not going to allow all the paint material to come through. You'll see what I'm saying when I load it up. So we're just putting it on here, like so. And again, I would always say that there are gloves that come with the Winwich, and I didn't bring them today, so silly me, but you're going to always need your gloves. So then, put this guy in here. We're going to undo this section, like so. This is where we're going to be pouring plant material through. What I want you to do, it comes with a Winwich, we come with filters. Okay, these filters here just basically take out some of the chlorophyll that comes through. I'm going to put this on here like so. Okay, and it's probably better to have two people doing this. So I'm going to cool this down just a little more. And again, when you've got a chest freezer, dry ice and all this, you'll be doing this in your freezer. So doing this outside like we are, we've got to keep the temperatures really cold. In the freezer, do all this work in the freezer. Okay, here we go. Ever so slowly, you can see it drawing through now. speed up the process as well, I can show you. I'm not going to do it now. Basically, to speed up the process, I'd clamp this, I'd clamp that, shake it, and then do it. You know, there's two ways of doing this. Because it's running so slowly through this plant material, it's because it's finally growing down, and because the alcohol is super thick. So, just let it sit there for a tad. While we're waiting for that one to happen, we've got the plant material in here. We're going to be pouring it in so. Probably again about the same value as the other one. So you can see the alcohol on top. The reason it's bubbling is because I left liquid nitrogen in there, so it's already agitating. So put this on, give it a swirl. So and you're going to see the first run come through this. So you're going to see some nice light alcohol coming out. And that's your first run. This one's going to have a lot of terpenes in here. And there we have it. That's the colour. Goldish. You can see some of the constituents being caught up on the sides of the filter. You don't want to come through your plant material, or come into your oil, I should say, but it'll give it some green.
Can you see that?
Yes, sure. You can see how some of the constituents are being caught up. See, the reason I'm doing it so quickly like that is because, again, in this room, the chlorophyll is trying to undo itself. So I use a filter like this instead of using coffee filters, because coffee filters they sit too long. So it's like doing a step-down filter. So you're taking out all the bigger fibers, then the medium fibers, and then when you're getting down to the finer fibers, then you use your finer filtration, like 1 micron, 30 micron, or your coffee filters. You don't want to put your plant material with your alcohol straight into a coffee filter. It's going to sit there forever, because you've got lipids, fats, and waxes, you've got chlorophyll and everything, and it's just going to cause a blockage. Too much work, man. You want to do step down filtration.
And then the fast limits will dissolve as it heats.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you see that? That's what we call it. So if we had done that through a coffee filter, it just takes a long time, probably 10, 15, 20 times as long as it works. So there you go. We put that material. You can keep that. You can keep refilter it and add that to your Simpson oil. So there we have it, and there's your oil. And then we're going to cool that down again, and then we're going to reintroduce it to this. And then I'm going to let you know that first alcohol that went in here is your first run, and that's my first run, first pour. If I use new alcohol, it's going to be a second run, the plant material. So if I pour this same alcohol, it's going to be still my first run, but my second pour. You understand? So you're just adding up, and so what you're doing is when you have a history board and taking notes, that you know where you are in the run. And take good notes, because your history is everything. Because if you want to go back to reproduce it, you just look at your books. Oh, that's how I did that. Or if you made a big mess up, oh shit, don't go there. Yeah.
Or just in the case of, what the heck happened here?
Oh, what the heck happened? Yeah.
I did something awesome. I don't know how I did it. So.
It's taking a little longer than what I thought, but
Could you use like a Bushner and do a vacuum assist for this?
absolutely. Absolutely. Pulling it through, vacuum?
Just low vacuum and kind of suck it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's taken a while to come through, but we should be good. But vacuums are great. But you know, everything I'm trying to show people, I'm trying to keep away from technology so people don't end up killing themselves, blowing themselves up, or yeah, I think when
The
I
other thing would be a clamp-on funnel that you can just pour all the alcohol in. That way the alcohol will help push it through too.
Or even a small vacuum system.
So what we're doing now is, like I said, that was taking too long to go through, so I'm just going to speed up the process a bit. So I'm taking off the filter here. We're going to push it down. Do it like that. There we go. Throw alcohol. Up, down, and you can do this with any sort of thing. You can do this with a mason jar. You don't have to use my containers. You can just use a mason jar. And what we're doing now. Oh yeah. You'll get a good workout.
Oh, Jim.
Get a little
Yeah,
bit.
And when you get all set up at home like this, and it's so much easier, guys. When you've got everything all laid out on your tables, you've got your fridge organized, you've got everything cooled down, this makes life so much easier.
So you're talking about it's a freezer earlier. Do you mean like a big chest freezer, or do you mean
Chest
like a walk-in
freezer, anything that will take it up to at least the -15s all the way up to the -40.
But also, not all, but a great way to go be cryogenic freezer, like we
Yeah, cryogenic freezers.
One, I don't know, it's one.
One is
Normally,
One that you can fit all
normally you
this
sit this in the freezer instead of doing what I'm doing now.
yeah.
You'll probably have to be my bed if there is.
Well, another thing I was thinking is like a pump. What lines? Like you could put these in, cool and kind of cryogenic that would just through.
Yeah, that would be a way that you could do that outside of that type of environment. If you're just going to try to make that microclimate. All right.
There we have it. Put that back in the freezer. Let it sit with the alcohol a little longer. And if you don't get your freezers low enough in temperature, what you can do is you can get yourself alcohol, liquid nitrogen, freeze the alcohol down to an ice block, put that in your freezer, and keep that in your freezer, and that will keep your freezer very cold for a long period of time. That and your dry ice. So if you can't afford or find a -85 Revco freezer, that's the next best thing. Just to get yourself a freezer that's -10, chest freezer, and whatever the floor space is, just say if it's a 6-footer, I can fit 6 of the blocks dry ice in there, and that'll keep it cold around the -40 for about 3 to 4 days. But you want to re-insulate it too on the inside. You want to give it at least another inch or 2 inches of foam on the interior. Don't use the white foam because it gives off bubbles when it goes in your alcohol. It's quite easy. You don't need to spend spend so much money on freezers, but it is definitely the key. It is definitely the key. Freezers are really, yeah, it locks up all the paint material. It saves you a lot of money.
Cigars from Marley, cartridges, they're one strain, two different flavors, they came out a little bit different.
So they can test what's in the cartridge, test it, so that's cool. That's what's cool. 70% goes into this, but if you actually test it, it's probably cool.
Right, they got to cut it so hard, to make it vapable, whereas an alcohol oil.
Now this is the alcohol from before.
Well, with very little bit of heat.
Very nice.
Pulling it down a bit.
You don't see that.
You don't see that generally, you don't see that.
So now we're going to put this back into here. So this is going to be a second cook.
We think it's partly because of the way that we're growing. Hydroponics, really super clean flush, stage of when you're harvesting, all those kinds of things. That's what
You see the color?
Trying to figure out.
We're going to double that color. So you see that color there?
6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks.
So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce that with a little bit of alcohol in the same plant. So now we'll see exactly the difference.
No.
They did it all. So now we try to let the plant finish out to where it's dead. You know,
Well, that
try to get this like 75, 80% amber dry color. That helps. So we'll see on this one if we get any.
that's exactly what we're going to try.
I've never gotten anything wrong with trace or 21% of something else.
That's just recycling.
Recycling the alcohol. You got it.
That jug right there probably costs about 60, 65 bucks. Yeah. So then you got most of those welding places will rent you one.
Or eventually if we're going to
Yeah, but it's usually not even feasible. Because those things they they're like a
it's like a CO2 tank, so you might as well put it in.
exactly. They're under a vacuum there, so they'll frost over if they lose a vacuum.
Okay, another filter.
I've never really seen those.
So you can see that
Isn't CBG where it all starts?
you're going to see this coming out a little darker.
Converts.
Yeah, CBG is what,
Right.
if you harvest too early, you get a really high
And that's what I was talking about the other day about trying
Yeah.
it. But yeah, they did that.
But CBG also has some other benefits there, and we believe it's feeding the high just like THCV and CBC does.
Well, that's like the same with terpenes, it's CO2, it's the same thing.
So is that what you're trying to shoot
Like,
for? Around 4% CBG?
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
high.
we like to see a big spectrum on our test results. I mean, whatever the case may be, we're just trying to find a correlation between the two and how we get what.
Nice.
Okay, still the same alcohol. So same alcohol means the first run, but it's the second pour. You see how it's now double in color? It's a good indication that either it's two things, you put a lot of color through, your temperature's changed, or you have more residue. I know my temperature hasn't changed all that much, so I have more residue. So if you look down here, you're going to see that alcohol a little more condensed. See if you like smell it? Oh, yeah, it smells good. Yeah, absolutely. So it's just giving you an indication that every time that you do that, every time that you run your same alcohol through the same plant material, you're condensing all those cannabinoids that are undoing themselves in that alcohol. And it's going to get to a point of saturation where the alcohol won't work very efficiently. It just means then you get the new alcohol, and that'll be your second run. And then you just continue again until that plant material doesn't produce any color coming out to the alcohol. And then when you've done that, then you can lower the temperature down to undo the plant more, or you can take that plant material and make a Riesling Syrah. Just by putting it in,
Do you
pot.
keep mixing the alcohol together? Do you keep them middle of the line, whether they're on a promo, the first person, the second person, the third person?
It's no difference. It's exactly
Could
the
you
same.
do the same thing?
It's exactly
Or
the
do you mix it to
line pressing is a great analogy. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because you're going to get different parts of the constituents coming through each press. Yeah.
Oh, question. What about soak times?
So times it's all up to what you're doing, and that's your experience.
I was just going to say.
Time and
So
temperature.
we could,
Time and temperature.
so we could do like
All
a
different
minute
temperatures.
soak, a 5 minutes soak, a 10 minutes soak.
See what how it performs, and from strain to
So if you
strain, you
didn't
might
want
see
to,
differences.
Absolutely.
You
Oh,
might
yeah.
get 5 to 10 minutes. So
If you didn't want the stuff, you could just keep buying it. So it saves money because you're wasting money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it
You're
is
wasting
because
it.
you're paying tax on it, unless you got
What about now?
you don't wanna use that. That's the whole, that defeats the whole purpose of why we're doing it with this
What's that?
process. Use it now, so that you go back to a
Yeah,
hydrocarbon.
you can use that.
It'll work,
Right.
but
I'll give
Well,
you.
that what Rick said was originally.
that's how they use it.
Right.
I'll give
That's
you
what-
two. I'll give you 3 different glasses. I'll put Pentini one, isopropylene, or Napoli one, and then alcohol. Now, which one would you drink it best with? Okay, then
There you go.
there you go. That's all in my point.
No, I agree, yeah.
But if you don't consume it in your body, don't use it.
There was a seminar recently where they were talking about where this all started in the town of the mall, and he was talking about alcohol was the only way to do it.
Yeah,
That was it. There's no other way.
And they did it in Mexico, because they got.
Well, I mean, and then you take these VHO guys, and what do when they want to clean up their product? They soak it in alcohol. You know, so it is the best at doing the job, so just start with it to begin with.
It's just that alcohol picks up a few more color pigmentation along the way, and because everyone's into color,
Yeah.
but that's great. They can be into color. They mustn't be into the product of the hive. They want color. Well, if they want color, then go and get CO2.
These people are gonna, they'll figure it out soon enough.
They'll figure it out. It's their money that they're wasting.
Well, it's just like the shatter versus butter. I've been in this industry, and that's why
Right.
everyone wanted butter. Now no one wants butter, wants shatter.
And they want it as old as you can get it, as clear and as see-through as you can get it. Well,
How many
That's what- that's what I mean.
shatter tests at 0 parts per million?
very few.
Yeah, close to 0.
So you can hear the alcohol.
You really gotta beat
So
it
that's what I
up.
don't get. Like, all
It's
these
very,
people-
very loose, meaning that I've lost my temperature, so I'm going to put a lot more chlorophyll in this. So you can hear the alcohol. Very
It's not
loose.
something your body processes. It's accumulated over
Well, and
here.
they got a lot of this.
Nobody wants that alcohol to be
It's like 5 months of that.
Just because of temperature. Maybe because of that.
And some-
Anyway, so that's it. So what we're going to do is
What kind of
we'll run this guy.
They use to put in Florida.
So would you recommend doing this in a walk-in freezer?
A walk-in freezer you can, just even your cryogenic freezers is plenty enough. Cryogenic freezer.
I like the idea of the chest freezer insulating it with like R13 installation.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can,
Yeah, you got a wallet.
Yeah, boom, that like saves you a ton of money. There you go. I didn't know you could freeze ISO.
Yeah. But it's not ISO.
Right.
But yeah, it does have a freezing point. It's just super cool.
You can order them, you buy it, and a bunch of chips or box.
It's a dry ice.
Because for the cooking, you know, on stage, you're going to see the rest. We talk a lot.
So that's how they do it. I had no idea.
Well, some of it's oil crackers as well, and then you get a mixture of oil crackers with trailers.
okay, so what we're going to go through now is we're going to sit this guy in here.
So it's on the same floor.
And we're going to pour this guy through.
Yeah.
Watching the videos and stuff, just see it in person, so
It's fun. I've always learned.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's the fact that I keep expecting the starch on it. It's because I'm waiting in my head.
Since I don't have
The product was going to go on the stairs. I realised it never did never stay still.
since I don't have a freezer here, I'm sticking them all out, guys. So there we go. So you see all your plant material going through. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of chlorophyll.
Yeah, that's all that's going to do.
Like a quick wash.
The longer you wash it, the more chances you have to get it to that point where it'll start pulling things going.
So we're going to lock up the plant material just a tad.
Way.
Once it's undone, it's undone.
When you use the liquid nitrogen, then you have a permanent installation where they come and fill a big tank.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
They'll just drop off a big tank here and yeah, easy done.
It's like chain up there.
Yeah.
And with your filters, you can keep your filters to the very end and you can wash them when you do your mixing oil because there are things in that that's going to be good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to show you the first one coming through. That's that nice gold yellow. Gold, beautiful oil. So simple. See that? That was all done in just a few minutes.
$250,000 CO2 extraction.
So people pay $160,000 machines to do something like that.
And so then they just needs to sit on the whole place.
Basically, if I rendered that down using heat, it's going to make it a little darker. If I naturally evaporate that, you'll end up with a really nice, fine gold.
So you don't go over 9 degrees.
Well, it's, yeah, you have to, yeah, there's all different temperatures and it's about different units. If it's going to be a water bath, if it's direct heat, all plays a part. Right? It really does. But it just goes to show you that now this is scalable. See, me doing it here in a second-hand igloo, I'm telling you, if you set this up right with the freezer boxes, your alcohol, everything lined up, you can scale this from doing a few grams to hundreds to thousands of grams without keep buying a new CO2 machine or BHO machine. So it's just technique, and it's all freezer. Freezer locks up the plant material, and then it's just trial and error. You know, working out your plant material and how you grow your plant material. Is it synthetically grown? Is it organically grown? Because they're all going to add to your alcohol. Because alcohol, one thing with alcohol, it will always show the practice of a grower. So if the grower has bad practices, the alcohol will pull those out. You can't hide it. See, with BHO, CO2, regardless of your growing practice, you'll still have a clean oil. Alcohol won't do that. Because alcohol
gets it all.
Gets it all, and temperature is what locks it up.
So that's an interesting sales point from the differentiation of the oil then, because one of the things people have been doing here is buying cheap products, blowing it and then saying it's into quite expensive oil. What you're saying is with this, you can only use good quality products with good quality oil. Otherwise it's...
Well, that's it. The growing practice is everything, because your grower is actually laying the foundation of what alcohol is going to pull. See, alcohol can't make it better. See, BHO and CO2 takes certain slices of the plant. So regardless if you even have moldy shit, and it will still take that slice, it will still take out your resin, and that's it. But alcohol won't do that. Alcohol will pull everything.
Keep in mind though, even if it does pull everything, even the stuff that you don't want in some cases, it's still going to outperform.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But see, that's where all the steps come into it. Just like that step we just did there. This is going to blow your mind. Okay, you see this? That was all done at very, very low temperature. I mean, like minus temperature. You see how I got my grapefruit? See, when you cook that off, that little bit of chlorophyll will change. It won't change green, it will change into more of a golden chamber color. So even if you do it like that, that's like being in a freezer around about 10 degrees. That's it for like doing right there.
Other questions? You brought up other essential oils using the same process. Do you process other lavender with that at the same time?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you can mix lavender in that when you do your extraction, for sure. Yeah.
Because you were saying for the chocolates in particular, to make sure the flavour gets in as early as possible.
Oh yeah, look, absolutely. Combining those when you're doing the extraction, for sure. But then again, the thing is, it's going to be hard to monitor to back engineer.
You got it. You want those essential oils.
Anyway, I'm going to show you this. So there we go. So this is what normally people produce in a minus 10 freezer. Just to show you. So your color variants, and then I'll show you the variants of something done.
Yeah. That's the idea.
Actually, it's separate. And
A
you
lot
can mix
higher than mine.
Way more control. And typically, you were going to want to know. I don't know. You folks going to? Are you?
So we have
two producers.
not so large.
Just
We have
starting
minus
out
40
with
next
this
one.
one.
Gold
So
and green.
typically, you want to know what that.
And guys, if you can't get this, we'll show you. We're getting somebody else taking other
product.
points of view, and you can see this, guys. So I apologize. Okay.
In order to do the proper math. Right. And then that's got to fall within the parameters of vapable and whatever equipment you're using. And all that stuff.
You want consistency across the board.
Okay.
Well, we found a second person that agrees with our original theory.
What theory was that?
Oh, we've ever been telling us, don't be doing that, just run all the crap and don't do,
Yeah, we'll give a lot of that.
We want to do extract the shape.
10% for extraction.
Yeah, so,
Well, you're on the right track.
There's just too much flour in there.
Okay, so I got this.
Flour, there's too much competition.
Yeah.
Right. And now, they've already got it, or,
oh, so,
Now, I'm gonna take this to a nice goal.
Oh, you can
To go here. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling everything down in here. Yeah, come on here. So I'm gonna cool everything down in this container, and then I'm gonna be pouring
yeah.
that into there. I'll show you what happens. So we're gonna let it sit for a tad. Look at that colour. So this is what shows you about freezing materials. Amazing. So this guy. Okay, we'll let that sit for a time, and then you'll see what happens in about 10 minutes. I've taken that shitty colour and then running through a filter and freezing it down to a certain point. We're locking up everything.
What's the
You know,
mineralization process? That's how they call it.
See, everybody thinks they know about winterization. Go and look at when you change the temperatures from 80, 40, 20, 10, and then keep going down, and you see your coloration change. Because you're unfolding the plant. You're undoing certain parts, and it's coming through. So locking up the plant.
So that's documentation.
Absolutely, yeah. Because there's certain things I can't share here, but it's because it's just something that I've spent years doing. But the initial basis is here, and then just taking good notes. Absolutely good notes. And I mean all the way down to temperature, time, duration, proof of alcohol. Because 200 proof to 190 to 151 is totally different. A 190 to a 151.
you use what that is that we're using.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can get that through, write this down, Gold Shield is where you purchase your alcohol.
Okay, but we actually have a.
Oh, you have a
distributor
facility?
right in Vancouver.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's our warehouse, it's the biggest, yeah. We get organic at 190, we get regular at 190.
Okay, yeah.
Please share.
What do you mean?
Vancouver?
Yeah, you have a card. They can, you can buy it.
Okay guys, have a look at this. So there we go. Look at the colour.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. And what's freezing up there is...
Isn't that beautiful?
Well, that's your water soluble, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this is alcohol coming through and I'm freezing it in liquid nitrogen. That's liquid nitrogen in there. I'm freezing. Oh, it's 172.
So it's the actual oil freeze.
It's the actual oil freezing in the alcohol, right? You can see,
But again, using this
can you see some of the chlorophyll locking up? You see some of the darker green bits that are staying with each other?
Yeah.
See that?
This is the largest supply.
And in terms of the ratios, with BHO and CO2, I'm talking about.
Yeah, most of those places
we
are
spent on
chemical.
that flour, you should be between the 21 to 25%.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So is this similar, or is that not a fair comparison?
No. That's a beautiful question. Yes.
I was learning from the other gentleman.
Oh no, he's
Okay,
great.
super.
Yep.
So liquid nitrogen is yeah.
You see the colour change? You see the colour change for that? See the colour change for that?
I mean,
Okay, I don't have a $160,000 machine here.
Right.
I have $30 worth of nitrogen and an esky, gallon container, and a copper filter.
Well, that's really,
You just imagine what you can do when you do have some serious equipment.
Well, that's
in a minus 85 fridge that I've built, I have a thing that I'll probably eventually sell to some of the 502s where it will reticulate the product inside your fridge. So you put your 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds in there and it reticulates it through the plant material, through a conical, and rest is history.
well, that's been our challenge. We've been trying to decide what the right thing to do is. We've got some buddies who are at a dispensary down in Arizona, and they come up with a really good pen called the Steam Thing.
Okay.
But they bought an Apex supercritical machine over that. So they shared with us, it cost us about $750,000 to build the lab. and now we can start to make extraction. So when we were talking to Doug and he recommended you, and he said, yeah, you probably sell the whole thing up for about 10 or 15 grand. We're like, that's like a $700,000 head start on these guys to make actually better quality product.
Yeah. Oh, look.
And you just like, and that's when we were just like, how
But see-
come
but
so many
see-
people be missing this?
But that's the great thing about it. See, alcohol, the product that Andre makes, I guarantee no one's going to make his product for a very long time. Because there's certain techniques that he does, it's going to be totally different to somebody else.
Yeah.
And see, that's the great thing about it. Alcohol can give you so many variants of products.
Yeah.
They can never copy what he does, unless they're in his room watching what he does.
It's the key to turning the cannabis industry into more like the wine industry.
Yeah.
Where you have
That's where it should be.
all of these different lines. You got a higher quality or a connoisseur type of oil.
Absolutely.
And you have your cheap box.
Yeah, that's it. And then
So if you want to be an outdoor grower and
Absolutely.
you want to use that kind of product, then you're going to get the cheap box wine kind of product.
cheap box wine, mate. Headaches. Headaches. So this is really done. I've got about a quarter of an inch to go, so I'll show you how that all comes out. So, but yeah.
So you then put that into, so you do put that into the still to boil off the aircraft. So the
But
still does have a.
but that's sometimes. That's
You have to have the still.
but you know what? That's sometimes. See, and that's where I
It's
say
just
that
one
you get your
tool.
terpenes and you flash them off naturally. No heat whatsoever. So your first run, try and keep. It's really up to you. And your terpenes come through totally all the way through the plant too, but there are certain things where you can pull most of your terpene profile at the beginning, and then you can reintroduce this to your finished oil later on down the track. Or you can just keep
Keep
this.
this as a primary.
You can keep this to here, and I don't know, make whatever you want out of it. There's got a lot of flavour in it. So you may want to make a more soluble juice. I don't know.
Or put it in, enter it into a contest for a terpene
Oh,
profile.
yeah. Boy, that'd be great. I'm telling you, if someone's smoking this stuff, and they'll think, my God. Yeah. Because it gets pretty intense when you smoke a concentrate of terpenes. It's got like 15% terpenes in it.
It's really, again, I just find it's, everybody we're talking to is making BHO machines, or, even supergroup, because there's so much demand, so if you want it inside of 12 weeks, you can pay a double. So they're already expensive, and you guys have got your stuff here, and it's like.
Oh no, it's simple. It's really simple. All you're doing is just removing an organism.
And also, I don't want to bomb-proof room in the building,
Yeah.
because, at some point it may explode, and even if it's in the bomb-proof room, so you've killed probably a couple of employees in the room. Meanwhile, those of us in the office are probably not going to be overly impressed that the walls just caved in.
Yeah. What a mess.
It's like, why would you want that unless it's absolutely necessary?
Yeah, unless it's but
It's not.
Well, here's the thing, is there's a perception in the market, so, the BHO hasn't even made its way to the East Coast yet, but right now, there's the big sect of dabbers that have this perception. They've been told this time and time again, just like all the other dispensary owners lie to them about numerous other things. That the higher the THC, the better.
What was the?
And so now they're just narrow-minded and, old now. So you think, geez, if I can get it clear, that'd be even better. Because then I could take a 7 gram dab.
Well, that's
So it's a marketing deal to try to re-educate them into understanding the plant more than just a subculture.
Yeah, I'm flying down there next week.
It's tough to
We're gonna be down
convince these.
Are you going to be down there?
Millennials are a little hard-headed sometimes.
Flying down there. Because I'm going down too.
Okay.
We'll speak after this. We've done today as well.
Okay.
Sure. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. We're going to get you in a minute. So, so you see the difference in temperature? How are you going to lock it up? I mean, it's so easy, guys. But you know what? When you undo chlorophyll, it's the hardest thing to take out of your product. It's better to do it at the beginning than do it at the end. Actually, you're not going to do it at the end. The only way you're going to remove chlorophyll is through other processes, which I'm not going to say because it's just bad practice. But first thing, if you don't want chlorophyll, temperature. No moisture, high proof, that's it. And then history notes. You need to write everything down. I mean, even to the point of ambient temperature outside.
community.
Absolutely, because you know what? When you open up that chest freezer, or open up that door, and you've left it open long enough, you've allowed air in there. If there are tricks you can do where you can keep the air out, but if that air comes in there and mingles with your plant material and your alcohol and drops temperature down, the chlorophyll will start to undo. So, there's nothing there. Temperatures, you just got to keep those temperatures really solid. Okay, so we're going to so I'm going to show you finish this part.
This is second.
Well, so it's basically
Oh, I see.
that's the one that we ran from the glass tube.
Yeah, look, see.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, the expensive equipment here. I've got a lot of expensive equipment.
Yeah.
Well, without you. You're the expensive equipment.
Yeah, you know, it's really, it's just, it's
Do you know that that's the other finding of the machines? Is because we said to them, I said, it's great, you know, it's 200 grand. So we can train our team, they can put the product in, they push the budget, and we get the same results every time. And they were like, no.
You can set up these weed, when you look at the weed wicks, it's basically, it's rendering it down and you're doing it over a low temperature. The most important thing are your fridges and how much alcohol you're running through the plant material in that cold environment. That's where you're pulling the product from. These are just rendering it down into a lower, slower temperature, so you're getting all your alcohol back and leaving it all loose. And when I've done that, so when I've rendered this down, this oil, I would get my, like I said, my terpene profile after that's finished. I would reintroduce that when that starts to cool down. I
And if
blend
you're
that
setting
together.
if you're setting these up in the lab, so you actually have two rooms, the room with the stills in separate from the room where you
Yeah, it's probably a
The cold
good
room
thing.
and all.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd have like a hood, you know, just in case you forgot to turn on the water. Because if you forget to turn the water on, people vacate the ethyl alcohol out of here, so it doesn't explode.
Yeah.
So just a hood, water tabs, please. I mean, it's laughable. I mean, I look at people's setups and I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, one guy spent $900,000 on a compressor for his machine. I mean, it's a lot of money for a compressor.
They're still make money.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then they, on top of that, they bought the $160,000 machine, and it's just, I mean, oh.
And that's the advantage of the people that get it, is that
No, they think
they're not gonna quit. They gotta recoup their investment.
Yeah, right.
So they're in it. They're committed.
That's the market out there.
So whoever gets it right is gonna have a competitive advantage for.
Okay, so that was.
And the weed, which is classified as a professional piece of equipment, isn't it?
Professional, I don't know about that, man.
No, it will not be
There's-
engineer certified.
No, okay.
But it
With
would
a
be, it would be
But-
expired.
But based on that new set of rules, though, that wouldn't be part of that. It's not under pressure.
No,
They're
that's
being
right.
concerned for engineered equipment.
It's
It's
pressure.
stuff that's
Nothing
under
ever
pressure.
anything under pressure.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
open loop deal.
Does it come down to the fire marshal?
Pretty much.
Well, no, there's only the fire marshal is the same rules for the whole state. So that's
They're updating the IBC, the International Building Code.
Okay. Because I know, like, I've heard of other people, like Arlington, for example, like, yeah, fire marshal approved this system, but then guys somewhere else, like, they didn't.
I've seen a lot of this stuff too, where LCB wants it this way, the county wants it another way.
Right.
So they're setting it up for the county to come in. And LCB comes in and says, well, why'd you guys do that? Just do it this way. No big deal.
And you're like, oh, I just spent
Okay.
money and time, yeah. Well, which is a problem with Vegas right now. There's not a single shop open.
Really?
No legal shops open on Vegas Station. No labs open.
Okay, we're gonna do another run with this. So this is gonna be a third.
So the reality is this setup would be.
Which one is it, second or the third? I think it's the second.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to call the local fire marshal and say, hey, can you write a letter of approval?
Well, what's the, you sort of asked me,
Yes, yeah,
this is
the
no more than a
insurance,
kitchen.
isn't it?
This isn't even a commercial kitchen.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
yeah.
well, what do you want me to approve?
Yeah, that's probably what he said.
Well, the updates to the building code say that if you're starting starting this project, if you're in a building that is
So we
going
were
to
already,
need
so we were,
inspections done.
so we were
on it,
licensed
like-
last year in October as a producer processor, but we have daily processing of jobs packaging.
Right, right.
So
Right,
we
now
have
we're gonna do this
we have
other one.
orders to just
This is gonna
start
be, I think it's the
orders that
third,
you need to upload your accounts and
third
stuff.
run, maybe
Unless
second
I-
run.
No, you just tell
New
them
alcohol
what-
anyway.
But if you're gonna do BHO.
There we go.
You're gonna need to deploy it because it's the machine.
Right, right.
But if you do it some other way.
Okay.
Is that in financial?
No, they don't- they don't.
And it's come out a little darker than before. So this is, I think this could be the third run. Could be wrong, could be the second. So it's new alcohol.
All the runs, yeah.
And if I measured all of these will be all different. So if I took it to the lab next door,
Unless
they would all rate differently.
They're doing like these little maintenance, and they're all extraction, and then you can label it as rules from the extraction.
I think this is the third run. So there's following the liquid isolate.
Yeah.
80%, yeah.
Yeah. Just extract the alcohol, pull it out.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
that's-
right.
yeah.
That's
Get a
right.
full, like in just making a pico kind of thing.
Quick one, I did it on Saturday, it's there.
Let that sit.
This is,
This is
let's be
just
clear,
like-
that this is if you want to get,
Well, it's gonna be
well, cartridges would be nice for it, you're right, but
What
more
about-
importantly, that super high class oil we talked about, in the nineties, in a full plant extract, all the rest of the cannabinoids present.
They also make it compete with DHO.
Yeah, no doubt.
And this would be
No
good for
doubt.
whoever is not doing it, when you're making capsules for that.
Yeah.
So there's the color.
Right.
So this is
Medical
going
method.
But I mean, if you just did in regular freezing temperatures, you're gonna get a product that's in 65% THC. And it's just going into an edible.
Just to show you the temperatures in here, I'll read them out to you. We have 7 degrees. We have minus.
Yeah, that's correct.
Pretty much in the minus.
That's something we've had a hard time.
Yeah.
But
These
These
are
are
like
like
65.
It's gonna get it all.
Right, so if you do a pound, instead of getting.
We'll check the temperatures in this.
High quality product, you get
Right.
20%.
Okay, 65.
The milligrams are gonna be, it should be whether your end product is 60%.
Yeah.
Right.
Minus 13.
Flavor then.
Yeah.
The more you hold, the worse it tastes.
Minus 15.
And that's where this is.
And low. So the temperatures are all fairly around the minus 10 all the way up to minus 65. Okay, and I'm going to show you another thing too about chlorophyll. So you can actually see the chlorophyll I'm doing here. You can see it all bleeding. And that's, see, and if we had ran our alcohol when it was like this, all that green coloration would have went into your product. And what it does is it adds weight value. So what happens is when you get it tested by integrity testing next door, that's going to give you a lower counting THC because you put that plant material in place of it. So the less of this material, the higher the count of THC. The more constituents, lipids, fats, and waxes, the lower the THC or CBD. So we're going to go and take some next door to get tested. And we'll take this guy. I'm just going to see if they're ready, and then we'll go and get this tested.
No, actually, it's yeah. Well, that's why.
But you know this, but you know what's interesting is all of these systems still, no one can give you a difference.
Let's come out, guys. Let's go and see this run. So this is last week's material.
Like you said,
Now, do I need to take that? Can you take with that? Guys, we'll be back in 10 minutes. I'll keep coming back, let you know. We're going to be testing this product from last week. It's beautiful and gold. We're going to get it tested.
This is one thing you should learn about too. It's about the best option to stay.
there, guys, they're doing it in there. So, okay, why they're doing that in there, let's see what we've got here. Okay. So we're nearly done there. This one's nearly done. I'm going to bring this down a little lower. The most important thing is you don't want the oil to cook when it gets really low, because what you're doing is you're going to burn the oil. And burning the oil, if you're going to be putting it in a vape pen or going to smoke it, you don't want to have those burnt notes come through. So when it gets down to, to around about half an inch of liquid left in there, then I start to turn it down all the way until I virtually end up on my variable down to probably about 150 watts, very low. And it'll be coming out drip, 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 and it will take a long time. But again, when you get into this last stage, you can either do it that way, or you can end up sucking it up in a syringe, putting it on your mat, silicone mat, and then putting it in either a dehydrator or a vacuum. It's really up to you. And for the guys that want to get alcohol, that are doing this around the country, you have Gold Shield, GOLDSHIELD, Gold Shield distributors. They're in Haywood, California, and you call them up and order your 5 gallons. They have 55 gallons, and they will ship anywhere in America. And for you guys overseas, well, if you're in New Zealand, bloody make your own, because you're allowed to distill there. And it's really a shame that you can't see this, but I'm going to see if I can show you guys if you can see that. Can you see that colour? You can. There we go. That's the colour of the material. It's very good. I mean, this is a no-brainer, guys. It's all about locking up the temperature. Look at the colour. Okay? It's temperature. Temperature is everything. Proof and temperature. And that's the plant material. And you can see the chlorophyll now bleeding out of it, so I'm not going to be running alcohol through that again. So yeah, I've wasted that plant material, but I only did this to show you guys. I would normally run alcohol through that. I'd run it through again. I'd run it through again to deplete everything, and then I'll do a mixing soil. With this plant material now, I'm just going to take that home, sit it in alcohol overnight, not cold alcohol, just sit in alcohol overnight, and excuse me, and then I'll just filter that alcohol. It's going to be very dark, emerald racing green, and then I just run it, and then there's your mixing soil. Put it in syringes. Enough space?
I ran out of space on mine. This one has a ton. This one has 12 hours left or so. A lot of good footage though today.
Oh, that's great, brother. Okay, so I've combined most of those olives together. It's actually quite nice. I don't know if you're seeing that. So, we've got some nice colours through here, and you can probably filter that again, winterize it once more, and then you can let that naturally evaporate, and then you're going to have just a goddamn beautiful oil there. So there we have it, guys. It's all temperature. Hopefully I'll show you again if you can see that. Looks amazing.
Here's your batch.
Oh, thanks, love. Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Well, close cool.
Thanks, love. Little bit of a spillage, but we're fine. Okay, so this is the stuff that they tested out there, and this is what we made last week. So we're going to find out what the counts are. Okay, and I don't know if you can see the color of the oil, but it looks dark, but it's got a beautiful gold tinge to it. And anyway, I don't know if you can see that at all. Let's see if I can put the lights on. Oh, that's going to be better. There we go. So you can actually see the light there. Hopefully that's helped. Just trying to work out where. There you go, guys. So that just allows you to see the colours. Okay, it's got a beautiful, nice, I would say sunset colour. Nice goldish. Smells wonderful. We're going to find out what we get in proof. Sorry, the percentage THC or CBD. What else? Here. Okay, this has probably got about another 10-15 minutes to go, and that is it. This part. And we're cleaning these as well, guys. I would say as soon as you finish your extraction, clean straight away. When the alcohol does evaporate and it leaves all the constitutes, you know, all the resins, the plant material, the waxes, lipids and fats, whatever it may be in there. It's a lot easier to clean when you first run your run than letting it sit there for a while. So I'm going to quickly just put these in a cleaner. How's it out there? Good? Oh God, look at that. You see that? Whoa. That's kombucha. Oh shit. Kombucha. Okay, another thing we can do too, guys, while we're waiting for that, when you do, or if you do, buy the weed witch or any other still, if you do fill the plant material in here and you do sit it on the still, and you want to extract like a lemon vodka or flavored alcohol, the reason I'm saying that because if you do have alcohol in here, and this is filled with a lemon rind, you have that alcohol running through here, out through here. The alcohol that you're going to catch there has got a lot of oil from the lemon. And if you naturally evaporate that alcohol, a little bit of alcohol with the lemon, you're going to be left with a beautiful, sweet, essential oil. Again, you don't have to do it with alcohol, you can do it with steam. So if you put water in this pot, fill it up with a plant constituent, lemon rind, or whatever it may be, when that steam boils and the steam runs through the plant material, out of here come water and attach that water with the oil or hydrosol. And you can do all plants, any plant out there. Most of them gives up their oil. And then find out what plants are good for topically taking, orally taking, because there are plants out there that are not good for the system. So do your research before you put anything in your vape pen or in your topicals. That's about it. So I'm going to check out how they're going next door and then bring in the counts. Okay, here we come. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. We have the counts here. I'm just going to let you know. I don't know if you can see that, guys. But they're the counts of that oil. There we have it. We have THCV, which is incredibly important. We have a 0.4. We have 11.1 CBD, 0.6 of the CBC. And then the THC, we have 57.7, and oh, a lovely count for the 2% of the CBG. So there we have it, guys. So that's the count. Okay, so we say that again. What was that? Yeah, we're going to do this right now, and then we're going to cancel it. Okay, guys, we're going to pull this oil out. So this is I'm going to show you the oil that's been cooked in here, guys. I didn't save it in time, so I'm going to show you what not to do. I burnt the oil, so this is what not to do.
Well, you just keep a close eye on it, kind of.
Oh, absolutely. When you get it down, when you've got everything lined up,
It's pretty easy.
It'll
You'll see that it's not full of alcohol.
It'll stay like 185 or 165 pretty much the whole way through until about the last third or the last quarter. It'll start to come up, so then you just dial it down.
Yep.
what I'm going to do is now I've caught it like this, I'm going to open it up and then I'm going to air it out. I'm going to lose a lot of terpenes here because I'm impatient.
But it'll smell good.
And then what I'm doing now is I'm just going to be moving this plant material around. And then what I'm doing here is I'm loosening up the alcohol to the environment. So you're going to be seeing the oil.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It looks really good.
You're gonna see that.
So here, so what? It's just like panning for gold. And again, I'm losing my terpenes here. Normally, I wouldn't bring it down to that much. I'd still leave a lot of alcohol in there, and then I'd naturally evaporate that in either a dehydrator or in a dark room around about 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Did you use a degassing oven at a low temperature?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So
So
if it's under pressure, it'll lower the boiling point?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, it lowers the boiling point. Absolutely. And it really depends on how you want to
Every
do
time he
it.
asks, could I use, I hear $20,000.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't wait. You know, it's not that I'm anti-technology.
No, you gotta click the
It's
F5
just-
button.
It's not necessary.
What about
So
this,
does it-
like you said,
So there we have it. Do you get any picture of that, mate?
well, no, yeah, I mean, my oven does that.
Works perfect.
But,
What was that?
As long as you keep it at low enough temperature, one of those lasers.
You ain't gonna keep it up.
So who wants a taste of the oil?
Yeah, it can't really go. You can't.
Did anybody want?
Well, a lot of the old ovens.
You can have a taste of the oil if you wish, guys.
Yeah.
You can have a taste of the oil. You can just stick your finger in it.
Yeah, you need a regular, a dehydrator or something.
Yeah, or
Just to give you a bit of
we have
The ones
but
that,
it does have a,
the ones that he uses, an Excalibur is what it's called?
Excalibur, yeah, they're the best. I think they're a good.
That's the perfect.
So anyway, guys, you can see in there. Hopefully, you can see that. But anyway, we've got a nice goldish colour to it, and I'm just showing you how easy this is, fellas and girls out there. You can make your own medicine at home with cannabis, and don't forget, guys, it's not just for cannabis. You can do this with lavender. You can do this with anything, lemon, orange, whatever you want, whatever you're growing in your garden.
Yeah, the heat process it dictates.
Oh, there we have it. What is the time?
Could you taste that? Yeah, for sure. No,
just stick my finger in it? Just on the side here.
You're only gonna get anti-inflammatory factors.
Well, that's kind of really cool.
So there we have it.
Maybe a salt or something.
So we got tons over there.
Well, I'll tell you right
Everything
now,
there.
it's
We
recreational.
got those cats today. So you go out there.
You gotta put it on the back burner.
Yeah. Okay. So the results we got here, guys. We got
My theory is
0.4 of
my
THCV.
topical, so I only use that
We got
for-
11.1 of
I want my
CBD.
customers to
0.6
say,
of CBD. Oh, sorry, CBC,
Like that.
57.7
It's
THC,
kinda high.
2%
Whole
CBD.
body
The plants that are involved in this is
Well,
full
like,
CBD plants.
You can use that for everything. Common
Cold,
cold.
yeah.
tsunami,
Done.
pentatonic, a few others. So this is a good.
But it really is a bit
Well,
of
like
a-
psoriasis.
If you want to get daytime
Where your
medication,
goal is to just
then
get
you
rid
probably
of
swap the
psoriasis,
counts.
not
You probably have
Yeah.
60%
THCA
CBD,
would be better for
10%
that, but that's not to
THC,
say that
and then it'd be a
wouldn't
good
also
daytime,
affect
so you can
that.
actually get up and be
Well, that's
motivated and
just
get out and do your
industry,
stuff.
so-
Anyway, there we go, guys. Good night.
Yeah,
Tony.
try it.
For example, if he figured out, or I
Happy
figured it
distilling.
out.
We may
How do you
do
keep
the best
that
out of
proprietary?
It's quite possible you might be the only one who.
Hey guys, yeah, so anyone can do this. If you've got any inquiries, just please email me. We're going to continue this every Tuesday for the next, well, we're going to be here until the end of the year, and let's hopefully improve the industry. Anyway, out for now. Happy distilling, distill the best out of life. Out for now.